American Psycho 2, aka American Psycho 2, All-American Girl, from 2002. Did you ever think that American Psycho needed a sequel, but not like one with Patrick Bateman, one that probably started off as a totally separate script, and then they decided that once American Psycho became popular and the star of the sequel got a little name recognition, they decided to tack on a minor connection to it and then sell it as a sequel? Oh boy, have I got a film for you. Theme song.
Calhoun's Reviews! Calhoun's Reviews!
If you want to watch American Psycho 2, check the link in the description. So American Psycho is a classic. Even though it didn't make a lot of money when it first came out, it certainly gained a following in years later. So it came out in 1991, and by 2000, people were aware of it. So it would make sense that the people that own the rights to the movie would try to make a sequel. So, as I alluded to, the script for this started off as a totally separate movie, just about a girl in college who was a killer. And at some point, they decided to make it a sequel by throwing in some kind of connection. You know, if you ignore that, it's not a bad movie. I will say it's really low budget. For example, they keep using the same song over and over and over. But I ended up enjoying it. So the connection they ended up making was they decided they made Mila Kunis's character. She starts with a flashback and she's a kid, and her babysitter, they are kidnapped by Patrick Bateman from the first movie, and she gets away. I don't remember if there's anything like that in the first movie. It's been so long since I've seen the first one. I really want to see it again now. But she gets away, and kind of like the Dexter book / TV show, she decided she is going to be a killer who captures and kills other killers.
I'm killing for a better tomorrow. Once I get into the FBI, I'll be in a position to stop dozens, maybe even hundreds of serial killers every year.
So we jump forward. Kunis' character, she's a freshman in college. She's taken a class on, profiling. And the class professor, we're told that he was the guy who captured Bateman. And so he's retired. And we're told that all the students who have been his TAs, teaching assistants, almost all of them have gone on to be accepted to the FBI Academy. So Kunis wants that job.
This is my golden ticket to Quantico, the FBI's elite training program. Unfortunately, everyone else is here for the same reason. They all know that 9 out of Starkman's last 10 teaching assistants were accepted into the FBI.
Even though she's only a freshman, and, it's still like in the middle of the school year, it's spring break. So I don't know they make anyone a TA unless except case of emergency after spring break, and certainly not the freshman who's currently taking the class. And I don't really think being a TA as an undergrad really counts that much. I mean, yeah, you get a letter of recommendation from the professor, but being a TA and, did I mention the professor's played by William Shatner?
Good morning.
Funny how life works, isn't it?
Now, when I saw that, I was like, oh boy. But he actually doesn't do any overacting, doesn't do any Captain Kirk style. He's fine. Another actor that I recognize was at one point Kunis' character goes to see a psychiatrist who's played by, it's a Welsh name I'm told, Geraint Wyn Davies, who was the main character of the TV show Forever Knight, where he played a cop vampire. And I liked that show back when it was on. I think I was working, it was like during the summers, I'd work nights, and so it would be like on at night. That was his thing. So, American Psycho 2, the story is kind of unbelievable because she's in competition with some other students and they start disappearing. And with the exception of one student, they don't really seem to care. It's kind of like, oh, they went home early for spring break, and nobody cares. There are some interesting plot points. I liked seeing the guy from Forever Knight. I was pleasantly surprised by William Shatner. I've always been a big fan of Mila Kunis. I do like I said, I like the plot. If they had not been forced to shoehorn in the American Psycho connection, I think this movie would have a lot better reputation. Now, it's not perfect. They definitely could have been more of that kind of American Psycho style satire, or even, some of in the Dexter TV show, he would sometimes have some dark humor with his commentary, and Kunis does narration, but it's not really there.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
It's kind of like at a 2 or 3, and they needed to go up to like a 7. But I was pleasantly surprised. I'd been aware of this. It's been on my list of movies to watch for a long time, and I kind of been putting it off. But it ended up being pretty decent. I give American Psycho 2, aka American Psycho 2 and American Girl, 3 thumbs up. Forget the title, and then you might enjoy it. Just ignore that song. But, I'm going to try to back up now and do my Patrick Bateman impression. Now, should I go over here? Yeah. How about that?